Good afternoon. In today's video, the subject is going to be about soil. After we talked about rocks, now we're going to talk about soil. What is soil and why do we need to know about it? I need you to open your books at page 214 and 215 so we can talk about about soil, okay? So, do you think we can find rocks inside soil? Yes, of course we can find rocks inside soil, right? So now let us see the slides that I made for you in order to explain the meaning or the things that we need to know about soil. First of all, what is soil and what can we find in it? We have to know that soil is or includes small pieces of two things: rocks, and they have to be broken rocks, not normal rocks, okay? And once living things, it means that, you can find insects in it. You can find dead plants in it. You can find dead animals in it, like insects, okay? And we can find some really tiny creatures in it, weird creatures actually, like bacteria and so on. So look at this picture. It shows us that we have many things inside soil, and these things, if we combine them together, or we can say a mixture of things like rocks and once living things, they make something called soil. And as you can see here, we have roots, we have weird creatures, we have spiders, we have small pieces of rocks, okay? So these things can be found where? Inside soil. Do you know that soil has layers or layers? What do you think is the meaning of this word? Can you look, or can you see these three pictures that I have here? Okay, imagine that this is the Earth's surface, okay? And here we have the Earth's surface. You can do it inside your home, by the way. If you want to understand what I'm talking about, you can just bring a plastic cup and fill it with stuff and make layers of it so you can understand how soil has them too. So as you can see here, we have broken, I think, okay. I think we have broken biscuits and okay, I think this is ice cream or vanilla, I'm not sure. And we have Nutella or something, or like, chocolate. And we have here jelly beans. Okay, but here, there are jelly beans like worms. If you know what is the meaning of worms, it is a creature that is so gross. Do you want me to show you a picture of it? Let me show you a picture of it. Here is a picture of a worm, and as you can see, it is inside the soil, right? So it is part of it, and you can find it there. So you can see, okay, forget about that picture. Just imagine them as jelly beans. So you can do this at home. You can try it in order to know what I'm talking about, and you can just, do it and with a plastic cup, okay? If you don't want to do it, it's up to you. But here we have to know that soil has layers, okay? Now let us move to the following slide. We have to know that soil is a natural resource. We can find it in nature and we can use it. How can we use it? We can use it to grow plants. We put plants or seeds inside the soil, right? And after putting the seeds inside the soil, the plant will form if you remember, when we talked about plants, we said that soil is an important plant need, right? So one of the plant needs is soil or a space to grow in order to what? In order to live. So without soil, a plant cannot live because it needs, or the plant needs to put its roots in the soil or to grow roots in the soil. And then the roots will take nutrients and water from the soil and convey it or move it to other plant parts, right? To the stem, and after the stem to the leaves. Then after that, we will have fruit and we will have flowers, okay? So that's why we have to know that soil is important. So if I ask you, why is soil important? You have to say that it is important to grow plants. And is it a natural resource? Of course it is a natural resource. We can find soil everywhere, like everywhere in nature and everywhere here. You can just, go outside, you can find soil in the garden or in your house or at your house garden and so on, okay? And you can find it also inside, hold on, where? Okay, you can find it in the park and you can find it in the street also. Not the street itself, but at the side of the street and so on. Anyways, now let us see the next one. Okay, we have to know that soil has to be formed and we have to know how it forms. So how soil forms, how does it form? First of all, look at the first picture. Here we have what? Let me explain it clearly. Okay, so look here. We have what? A layer of rocks, okay? Here are big rocks. Now, water and wind is strong air, okay? So what do? They start breaking down rocks. These big rocks has to be what? Broken. How does it get broken? By wind and water. So two things, as you can see here, we have water and also we have wind, and wind is a strong air. So they do what? They break down rocks into smaller pieces. So from big to small, they become small after being what? After being broken down by wind and water. So after being broken down, you can see here, they're becoming what? They're turning or becoming pieces, turning into pieces or becoming pieces. So they're not the same as the first picture. So now they got broken down, right? So after that, the plants and animals, especially dead plants and animals, mix with these broken rocks. Okay, so now we have a mixture of what? Of small rocks and dead plants and animals. So this mixture is called what? Soil. So that is how soil forms. Okay, and you can see here we have layers. This is the first one, this is the second one, and this is the third one, and this is the fourth one. Okay. So that is what I need you to know about soil. It is a very easy topic. You just have to know or to follow up each word that I said or explain about soil. And if I ask you, does soil have rocks? You will answer me without even blinking an eye. Yes, of course, because soil is formed from broken rocks, and dead plants and animals. And you can see once living things like worms and other insects that live inside soil. Okay, and also we can find the roots of the plant. So we can find dead plants and animals inside soil. Soil is how can I say it? It's full of things. You can find many things in it. You just can go outside, dig inside the soil, and just cover it by yourself. You can find ants there. You can find worms there. You can find anything that you want there. So So what can we find inside soil? We can find dead plants and we can find dead animals inside it, okay? And how it forms? By, okay, first of all, wind and water break down these big rocks, and after being big, they will turn into smaller pieces. Then after turning into smaller pieces, they will mix with other things like dead plants and animals, and they will form what? They will form a soil, okay? And again, is soil a natural resource? Yes, it is a natural resource. Now, what I need you to do after watching the video, you may try this one, okay? You may try this one at home, and you may tell me about, or what did you learn from this video about soil? You can just, write 2 sentences about it, or you can just, record yourself while talking about it. It's up to you, okay? If you have any questions about this certain topic, just ask me. And thank you for listening. Have a nice day.